Hey, Board Gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot. This time taking a look at A Dragon's Gift, a solo game from Button Shy Games coming out on Kickstarter pretty soon from designer Scott Almes. Let's get right to the table, show you how it plays, and then I'll give you 3 things that I liked about it. This is part of that solo series from Button Shy Games. We've played a few games from Scott Almes. They're usually pretty puzzly, usually pretty tough, and this one is no exception. In A Dragon's Gift, we're building out a village. We're going to get some craftspeople. They're going to make stuff for us, and eventually we want to give a gift to the dragon. And if we've crafted enough resources, and we made the villagers happy, and we've given a nice gift that the dragon wants, we win the game. So you got 18 cards to get that done. 6 of those cards are going to be these cards here, these 3 transport cards and these other 3 transport cards. We're going to flip one of these 6 cards at random, and that is the gift that we're trying to make. In this particular case, it looks like we're trying to make some kind of potion looking thing. Crafts person takes some pretty hefty stuff, a little purple star, and then a book maybe, and then a gem maybe, an orange gem, basically some colors. And then the 2 that we're not using, we'll just take those out of the game. I'll explain them in just a second. The other 3 will remain here. Those are transport cards that help us break the game. I'll show you how that works. So the rest of the cards are all of these village cards. They have roads, and then they have these green valleys. And as symbols, they have craftspeople. They take resources and convert them into stuff. And they have the resources, like this is wood coming from those trees, right? So if I can get the wood to a craftsperson, I can make something out of it. That's part of essentially the game. So we start out with one of those cards at random, and then we'll take a card into our hand. But the way it works, we can see the other card that's on top of the deck. So really your hand is sort of these 2 cards, because when you play this card, you want to kind of be cognizant of what's coming up next, because you can see that card. What are we trying to do? We're trying to connect routes in our village by taking the card in our hand and one at a time placing them out. We want to place them in such a way that it connects the resources to the craftspeople, the townspeople that are looking for those resources. So we've done it in this case. We've got this little purple star thing and our paint thing, and it's going to this little craftsperson who needs the paint thing to make some kind of book thing or purple something. A drawer? I'm not sure what it is. Okay. And then we take another one. And we'll keep doing that. We'll keep placing these out until we've run out of cards. And if we run out of cards and we can't make the dragon's gift, we automatically lose. Or we've built out the village enough to where we think we're ready to make the dragon's gift. Let's keep going. Let's see. This one here, this woodcutter is going to take the wood and then make something out of it. A house or something, some kind of green thing. So let's say we put that there. So now we've got the purple connected. When that happens, we flip this over, and that shows, see that little check mark there? That shows that we've crafted that resource. It's available for use if we need it, either in our tableau or for the dragon's gift. And if you look on the dragon's gift, this one is looking for that purple star thing, and then that purple book looking thing, and then the orange diamond looking thing. We have all 3 of those resources connected back to this card somewhere in this tableau. And at any time on our turn, we can take that and put it in and see if it matches up. Then we set the parameter for seeing if we won the game. So now let's check this one. Does this connect back to there? No, it doesn't. But if we did that, we're trying to get, yeah, it doesn't look like we can exactly connect up to it. We're trying to get this green thing to get to there, but don't see a way yet of getting that done. So we would keep trying to build this out. Maybe we can get one that is going to do that eventually. So, I'm just putting things out here. You've got that thing is looking for a blue one. So let's put that there. Now the blue diamond resource can get to this young lady who seems to make stuff out of diamonds. And so we flip that over, and now we've got 2 resources made. So we're getting closer there. These will help us to do certain things like this. So when we're making those resources, what we're looking for is cards that are 2 cards away. And remember, when we place the cards out, they have to have roads that match up. It can't be placed over a card like that or corner to corner like that. It's got to be, or even, sideways, because that doesn't even match up. We want them to match like this. So as long as they match like this, we're good to go. All right, so, but 2 cards away, that's pretty limiting. Well, that's what these transport cards come in. And each of these, or 6 of them, break the game. And you get 3 in every game. This particular game that I have set up, we've got 3. One of them's a stagecoach. That's probably my favorite card in the out of the 6. It lets you use roads, but deliver 6 cards away. So if I'm looking for this green thing, it could have been as far away as that. It could even be further away. It could be up to 6 cards away. And I can still say, oh, look, I can make it all the way to here. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards away. I'll use the stagecoach, turn it to its side, and now I've crafted that. If I want to reuse the stagecoach, I just have to, somewhere in here, craft that purple symbol. If I do that, I can tag it back. The cannon sender is looking for cards that are 1 away, and you don't even need roads. It's just 1 away. It'll jump over a valley, jump over anything, and go right to the next card. But that resource card that you use goes back into the deck at the bottom of the deck. And the autocopter is pretty cool too, because what it's looking for is it'll deliver to any craftsperson, regardless, irrespective of the roads. What it's looking for is just columns and rows. And they have to be a perfect match. It's got to be a match like this, not an offset match. It's got to be a match like this. And then you can go all the way from here to here, or, this purple one can deliver all the way to here. If I had another green one, we'd have this thing, this little purple key delivered. So these things can be very powerful, and knowing when to use them and then when to reset them is a big thing in there. All right, once we've got all these cards out there and we've got them all placed out, at some point we're going to think we're ready, and we're just doing this one at a time, each turn, just placing them out. When we think we're ready, then we'll place this thing somewhere, this gift somewhere in the tableau, and as long as within 2 spaces or using these special rules, we can place that. We set the parameter for winning. I keep saying that because delivering the dragon's gift is the parameter that you can't win unless you do that. But at that point, you look at the board. Okay, let's say that I did match up, and I know it doesn't in this one case. But let's say I did match up there. Then I'll think, okay, how many resources have I crafted? How happy have I made the townspeople? Did they help me out with this dragon's gift? If at least 9 cards have been flipped over, at least 9, preferably all the way up to 12, then I'm a winner. And that's basically how you play a dragon's gift. Just placing cards out each turn, and hopefully before you run out on the deck, you've got enough resources and in a close proximity that you can convert this dragon's gift into a gift for the dragon, and still have enough resources out there that you've crafted to win the game. All right, that's just a quick hit on how to play a dragon's gift. 3 things that I did like about it. Number 1, setup and tear down is a breeze. It's a 10 or 15 minute game, and it takes maybe 30 seconds to set up. The toughest thing is to remember that when you pull these cards off the tableau, just to flip them back over to their unsupplied side without the check marks. I mean, that's it. You take these things, shuffle them up, take the 6 transport cards, shuffle them up, deal out 3 more, flip over 1 to be the dragon's gift that you're going to use that round, and get rid of the other 2. And you're set. You're ready to go. You got your deck, put one out, and start playing the game. So setup and tear down is super easy. Number 2 is pretty puzzly. I mean, this is a pretty challenging puzzle to play this game. These pipelines that you're trying to craft together are, a spatial puzzle that I have a lot of trouble with. Maybe other people aren't, but I played this game half a dozen times. And I've been able to do the dragon's gift a couple of times, but I can't seem to do both the dragon's gift and get 9 resources made while I'm playing the game. The game reminds me a little of a game called Curious Cargo. It's a Ryan Courtney game. It's based on his pipeline game. And that game has a similar aesthetic where you're trying to put together all these little tunnels and pipelines to deliver these machine bits to trucks, while the other player, it's a 2-player game, the other player is doing the same thing. I'm terrible at Curious Cargo. Even though I like it, I'm terrible at it. I've never won. I've never beaten Mitchell or Doug or anybody else that I've tried to play. So, or my wife. I just can't seem to beat anybody in this game. And maybe these pipeline type games just are not fitting with my brain. But I like the challenge of the puzzle, and so it's going to be something that's going to exercise my brain. I'm okay with that. And the third thing I really like, these transport cards. Without these transport cards, it just wouldn't be the same game. So you got 6 of these cards, and each one of them does something a little bit different. Stagecoach, probably my favorite because it can go long distance. The teleportation portal is cool. You can go up to two away, resource cards away, and you just totally ignore roads at all. You just bounce anywhere you want to. The hot air balloon works kind of the same way. Using a valley, you can go up to 3 cards away. So you kind of follow that little green valley and you can make it. So you can ignore roads that way. The snail even allows you to kind of jump from one road to the other. And amazingly, that is needed a lot. You'll have roads that just don't intersect. Take 4 or 5 roads to go all the way around, where the snail lets you just jump over. So without the 3 transport cards each game, I think the game would suffer. So good on them for doing that. If there was one downside to playing, rulebook was a little tough, but I made it work. And I guess the downside is that it's really hard. I struggle with this thing. So if you like puzzle games and you definitely dig spatial puzzles and you're better at them than I am, you're probably going to enjoy this game. But that is A Dragon's Gift. It's coming out on Kickstarter from Button Shy. This is from Button Shy, so thank you. It's kind of a preview copy. There could be some things that'll change in the project, so make sure you check that out. Artwork or the gameplay or even the rules. Some of the rules that I've given you are at the time that we were sent the rules, and things have in the past, things have changed a little bit during the development with Button Shy games. So just be careful of that part. But it's a game for people that like puzzles, and I'm not particularly good at this one, but it was fun to play it. Until next time, Laissez, bon temps, rouler.